Welcome, dear friend, to the beginning of your transformative journey. Today, you will discover the power within you, the power to transform your life in 30 days, and it all begins with the mind. The human mind is like a fertile field, ready to be cultivated. Whatever you sow in it, be it a positive thought or a limiting belief, will grow and manifest in your life. It's the power of thought, the power of the mind. The secret to transformation lies in how you direct these thoughts. If you plant thoughts of fear, doubt, and insecurity in your mind, these feelings will be reflected in your actions, your choices, and, inevitably, in your life. But if you sow thoughts of trust, gratitude, and hope in your mind, your reality will begin to shift to reflect this new frequency. And this is where the practice of Kriya Yoga comes in. With Kriya Yoga, you learn to master your mind, not as a hostage to random thoughts, but as a master who directs your mental energy consciously and purposefully. You have the power to change your life because, by controlling your mind, you control your destiny. Kriya Yoga teaches you to focus, to calm your mind, and in doing so, you align with something much greater, the universal energy that guides all things. Imagine cultivating thoughts of light, peace, and love in your mind. Imagine that, with each conscious breath, you are creating a more harmonious and prosperous reality. Kriya Yoga teaches exactly this: how to calm your mind, clear your mental field, and align yourself with the energy of the universe so you can manifest your deepest dreams. This 30-day journey you are about to begin is an invitation to awaken the infinite potential that lies within you. By mastering your mind, you unleash your true power. And it is from this power that your life will begin to transform. Now, I invite you to take the first step toward this transformation. Over the next few days, through the practice of Kriya Yoga, you will learn to strengthen your mind and create the life you've always wanted. Now that we understand the power of the mind and how it shapes our reality, it's time to take a deeper step. The key to this lasting transformation lies in an ancient, powerful, and transformative practice: Kriya Yoga. Kriya Yoga is a deep meditation technique that works directly with prana, the vital energy that permeates the entire universe and every living being. What makes Kriya Yoga so special is that it is not merely a mental or emotional practice. It is a holistic practice that integrates body, mind, and spirit, allowing a direct connection with universal forces. This practice involves specific breathing techniques that calm the mind and activate the flow of prana in the body. Breath control is the bridge between the mind and the physical body. By learning to control your breathing, you begin to control the energy within you, allowing it to flow without blockages and bringing your mind to a deep state of peace and clarity. You may be wondering, how does this work in my life? When you practice Kriya Yoga, you're not just meditating, you're releasing accumulated tension in your body, calming the whirlwind of thoughts in your mind, and, most importantly, aligning your being with a universal energy that brings balance and harmony. Every breath you take with awareness becomes a living meditation. Each inhalation and exhalation becomes an opportunity to connect with your deepest essence. This creates a space where you can find answers to life's questions as your mind is still and receptive to the divine. Kriya Yoga is more than a breathing technique. It's a path to inner enlightenment. By mastering prana and breathing, you begin to release emotional, spiritual, and physical blockages, promoting deep healing. And this healing takes place not only in the body, but also in the mind and soul. Kriya Yoga helps you release old thought patterns, limiting beliefs, and traumas, creating space for abundance, love, and peace. With continued practice of Kriya Yoga, you begin to experience real, tangible change. Your emotions become more balanced, your health improves, and you connect with the divine purpose that has always been in your heart. And the best part, this transformation can begin now, with just a few minutes of daily practice. There's no secret. Transformation begins with practice, and as you progress, you'll realize how the simple act of conscious breathing can change the course of your life. Each breath becomes a prayer. Each moment of meditation becomes an opportunity to manifest the life you desire. Kriya Yoga is a tool that not only calms the mind but also activates the life force within you. And when you learn to connect with this universal force, anything becomes possible. Now that you understand the essence of Kriya Yoga and how it works on a physical and mental level, it's time to understand the profound impact this practice can have on your life. Kriya Yoga is not just a meditation technique. It is a key to true inner transformation, which directly reflects on every aspect of your existence. Over the next 30 days, you will begin to notice subtle but powerful changes. At first, it may seem like the transformation is happening slowly, but the truth is that, with consistent practice, the effects of Kriya Yoga accumulate, creating a profound shift that you will see reflected in your life. When you begin practicing Kriya Yoga, the first thing you will notice is a sense of calm that gradually takes over your mind. The mental clutter that previously dominated your thoughts begins to disappear. You will become more centered, more focused, and more present in the present moment. This is the direct effect of Kriya Yoga. It calms the mind and, with it, makes room for a clarity you never imagined possible. This clarity isn't just mental. It will also be reflected in your emotions. By controlling your mind with Kriya Yoga, you begin to control your emotions. Those emotional ups and downs that were once a pattern in your life begin to diminish. You become more balanced, more patient, and more resilient. Stressful situations no longer have the same power over you because your mind is at peace. But the benefits of Kriya Yoga don't stop there. As you continue practicing, you begin to notice changes in your body as well. Regularly practicing conscious breathing activates prana, the vital energy, which brings a sense of physical renewal. Your health begins to improve, your energy increases, and you feel more vital. Kriya Yoga is a practice that not only purifies the mind but also the body. This transformation extends even further to your external life. As you feel more balanced and in tune with your inner self, your relationships begin to change. You become more patient, more understanding, and more loving. Kriya Yoga teaches you to live in harmony with others, and you'll notice your interactions become more fluid and lighter. Furthermore, practicing Kriya Yoga has a direct impact on your prosperity and your goals. When your mind is calm and your heart is at peace, you align with universal energy, facilitating the manifestation of your desires. True prosperity begins within, with a focused mind and a positive attitude. Kriya Yoga helps transform your outlook on life, allowing you to attract everything you need for a prosperous existence. In short, Kriya Yoga is not just a technique. It is a path to total transformation, mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual. By practicing with dedication and confidence, you will begin to experience the changes that are only possible when your mind and body are in harmony with divine energy. So, if you're ready for this transformation, the practice of Kriya Yoga is here to guide you. In 30 days, you'll be able to look back and see how much you've grown, how much you've changed. The key is in your daily practice, and with it, your life will transform in ways you never imagined. Now that you understand the benefits of Kriya Yoga in your life, let's take a deeper step. One of the most powerful qualities of this practice is its ability to bring lasting peace. But how does this happen? How can you create peace that transcends external circumstances? Inner peace isn't something that comes from outside, nor does it depend on the situations or people around you. True peace comes from within, and Kriya Yoga is a practice that teaches us how to access this peace, even in the most challenging situations. But to understand this, we need to understand the role of meditation and conscious breathing. Meditation is essentially the process of silencing the mind. In everyday life, our minds are constantly agitated, full of thoughts, worries, and distractions. Kriya Yoga meditation teaches us to observe these thoughts without identifying with them, creating space for inner silence. When we practice Kriya Yoga, we learn to focus our mind on our breathing. With each conscious breath, our attention returns to the present, and our mind begins to quiet. The simple act of breathing in a controlled, deep way alters the state of our body and mind, bringing us to a state of calm and balance. This process creates a peace that is not dependent on external factors, but rather arises from our very essence. With daily practice of Kriya Yoga, this inner peace begins to expand. At first, you may think it is momentary, disappearing as soon as you return to the outside world. But as the practice intensifies, this peace becomes increasingly lasting. What happens is that, over time, the practice of Kriya Yoga strengthens your connection with your true essence, which is, by its very nature, peace and serenity. As this connection becomes stronger, you begin to realize that, no matter what happens around you, you can access this peace at any time. And herein lies the true magic. As you create peace within yourself, you begin to realize that external situations no longer hold the same power over you. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable begin to dissolve in the face of this inner peace. Your mind becomes clearer, your heart more open, and your actions wiser. Kriya Yoga teaches that peace is not something we can seek externally. It is not found in material possessions, status, or favorable situations. True peace is within you, and Kriya Yoga is the key to accessing this deep state of tranquility, regardless of external circumstances. This lasting peace is one of the greatest blessings of Kriya Yoga, and as you dedicate yourself to this practice, it becomes a natural part of who you are. It is reflected in every thought, every action, and, most importantly, in your relationships with others. And so, you begin to live in harmony with the universal flow, creating a life of balance, happiness, and serenity. Now that we understand how Kriya Yoga creates peace and balance, it's time to explore a powerful tool that can accelerate your transformation. Visualization. Visualization, when combined with the practice of Kriya Yoga, has the power to transform dreams into reality. But how does this actually happen? Visualization is a technique that involves imagining with clarity and detail what you wish to manifest in your life. It is more than simply daydreaming. Visualization is a conscious process where you use your mind to create a vivid image of what you desire, with an intense sense of emotion and belief in its achievement. When you practice yoga, your mind begins to calm and your energy becomes balanced. In this state of tranquility, visualization becomes an even more powerful tool. This happens because, by reaching a state of deep peace, you connect your mind with prana, the life force of the universe. And it is this energy that will nourish your visualizations and transform them into reality. With a peaceful mind and an open heart, your visualizations become clearer, more intense, and more vivid. You begin to see clearly not only what you desire, but also the path to achieve it. You begin to feel the reality of your vision as if it were already happening. And this dear friend, is the key to manifestation. By practicing visualization with Kriya Yoga, you are not just imagining your ideal life, you are activating the universal laws of creation. The daily practice of visualizing what you desire, while maintaining the calm and concentration of meditation, creates a perfect alignment between your mind, your emotions, and the universe. This alignment accelerates the manifestation of everything you desire. Most importantly, Kriya Yoga strengthens your belief in your ability to create this reality. Often, people visualize but don't truly believe in what they're visualizing. This creates an inner resistance that prevents manifestation. Kriya Yoga, with regular practice, dissolves this resistance, allowing your energy to align with what you desire without internal blockages. With continued practice of Kriya Yoga, you begin to realize that visualization is not just a technique for achieving your material goals. It also becomes a path to your spiritual growth. As you visualize your goals, you begin to align your intentions with divine purpose, creating a life of harmony, prosperity, and peace. When you combine visualization with the daily practice of Kriya Yoga, you activate an immense inner power, the power to create your reality. And as this process unfolds, you will notice how your life begins to reflect the images you hold in your mind and heart. Throughout this journey, visualization will become a natural extension of Kriya Yoga. With it, you transform not only your mind, but also your life. And in doing so, you begin to experience true freedom, the freedom to create, manifest, and live the life of your dreams. Now that you understand the power of the mind, the importance of meditation, the impact of Kriya Yoga, and the effectiveness of visualization, there's one essential aspect we can't forget: consistency. True transformation only occurs when the practice becomes a constant part of your life. Consistency is key to transforming any habit into a true life-changing experience. Practicing Kriya Yoga isn't something that happens only in moments of inspiration or when we're motivated. The true power of Kriya Yoga comes from daily practice, even on days when your mind is agitated or your body is tired. When you dedicate yourself to this practice every day, you'll begin to notice that over time, your mind becomes calmer and your soul more open. But this change doesn't happen overnight. Like any worthwhile skill or practice, it requires patience and commitment. Each meditation session, each conscious breath, each moment of silence contributes to the creation of a new version of yourself. Imagine you're planting a tree. In the early days, you may not see much growth, but over time, the roots deepen, the trunk strengthens, and eventually, you'll see the fruits of your dedication. Similarly, the practice of Kriya Yoga may seem small and even imperceptible at first. But, as you dedicate yourself daily, you begin to notice true transformation happening from the inside out. Consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means commitment. Sometimes you may get distracted, miss a day, or feel like you're not seeing immediate results. This is normal. The important thing is to get back on track with determination. Constant practice is what strengthens your connection with the divine, with inner peace, and with the true essence of who you are. Over time, practicing Kriya Yoga will become more natural. It will fit seamlessly into your routine and become something you don't need to force. When you dedicate yourself consistently, your mind and body will begin to change almost imperceptibly. What once seemed difficult will now become second nature to you. Every moment dedicated to practicing Kriya Yoga isn't just an opportunity to calm your mind or improve your health. Every moment is an opportunity to strengthen your connection with your divine essence, align with the universal flow, and manifest the life you desire. True transformation comes from daily practice and persistence. It doesn't matter where you are now, or how far you feel from your goal. What matters is your constant dedication. Kriya Yoga is a journey, and every step you take, every breath you take, is bringing you closer to your true self. So, keep practicing, with patience, consistency, and faith in your own power. You will see your life transform in ways you may not even imagine yet. Daily practice is the key to unlocking your full potential and creating a fulfilling and abundant life. Now that we've explored inner peace, consistency in practice, and the power of visualization, we come to a key theme for the total transformation of your life: gratitude. Kriya Yoga, besides being a practice for the body and mind, is also a path to cultivating abundance in all areas of your life. Gratitude is one of the most powerful emotions we can experience. It connects us to the present and helps us perceive the abundance that already exists in our lives. Often we are so focused on what we still want to achieve, or what we feel is missing, that we fail to see the immense potential for prosperity all around us. Kriya Yoga teaches that by calming the mind and silencing thoughts, we can open an internal space for gratitude. Each conscious breath allows us to be more present, and by being more present, we begin to perceive the abundance that already exists in our lives. The simple act of breathing consciously is a reason to be grateful, as it is the very force of life flowing within you. Gratitude has the power to change the way we see the world. By practicing it, you begin to attract more of everything for which you are grateful. When you focus on the small blessings of everyday life like health, relationships, nature, and even the opportunity to breathe deeply, you open the door to true abundance. The practice of Kriya Yoga facilitates this process. By clearing your mind and calming your emotions, you begin to release the barriers that block gratitude. When your mind is calm and your heart is open, you realize that abundance is not limited to your material possessions, but to the energy of the universe that manifests in all aspects of life. When you learn to connect with prana, the vital energy of the universe, abundance flows naturally into your life. Kriya Yoga teaches that prosperity is not just about what we have, but about our ability to connect with the energy that permeates everything. And by doing so, you attract more light, more love, and of course, more prosperity. Now imagine that, as you practice Kriya Yoga, you begin to see everything around you as a manifestation of abundance. Every moment becomes an opportunity for gratitude. And as you apply this energy, you'll see how your life begins to reflect this abundance in surprising ways. Gratitude is the key to opening the doors to prosperity. And Kriya Yoga, with its breathing and meditation techniques, helps you access this state of abundance every day. By dedicating yourself to the practice, you begin to change not only your mindset, but your reality. Because by focusing on what you already have and expressing gratitude for it, you attract more. With the daily practice of Kriya Yoga, you will learn to live in harmony with the abundance the universe offers. Remember, abundance is not an external state. It begins within you, and Kriya Yoga is the key to unlocking this unlimited potential. So far, we've explored how Kriya Yoga can transform your life, bringing inner peace, mental clarity, gratitude, and abundance. But, as with any journey of transformation, challenges are natural. The spiritual path, while deeply rewarding, is not without obstacles. So, how can you overcome these challenges with Kriya Yoga? The first thing to understand is that challenges are part of the process. They are, in fact, an opportunity to grow and test the depth of your practice. At first, it may seem difficult to quiet your mind, or you may feel unmotivated or even discouraged. when results don't come as quickly as you'd like. This is completely normal. The practice of Kriya Yoga doesn't require perfection, but rather persistence. When you face difficulties, whether in meditation or in everyday situations, it's time to remember that the true purpose of Kriya Yoga is to teach you resilience, to remain steadfast even in turbulent times. In difficult moments, when your mind is agitated or emotions are heightened, conscious breathing becomes your anchor. Kriya Yoga, with its deep breathing techniques and vital energy control, teaches you how to deal with these moments calmly and centeredly. By focusing on your breathing, you begin to rebalance the energy in your body, and this inner calm begins to dissipate challenges. One of the greatest gifts Kriya Yoga gives us is the ability to maintain peace, no matter what happens around us. We're not trying to avoid life's challenges, but rather to learn to face them with a balanced and focused mindset. When you practice consistently, what once seemed like an insurmountable obstacle begins to reveal itself as an opportunity for learning and growth. Kriya Yoga also teaches us not to identify with difficulties or negative emotions. As you practice, you begin to realize that you are not your thoughts or emotions. They are simply temporary states that come and go. And by learning to distance yourself from them, you begin to experience greater freedom and inner power. When you commit to daily practice, even on difficult days, you cultivate an inner strength that is unaffected by external storms. Consistent practice brings a quiet, strong power. You begin to realize that instead of fighting challenges, you can learn to navigate them with a calm mind and an open heart. Every challenge that comes your way is a chance to apply the teachings of Kriya Yoga. Each difficulty is an opportunity to strengthen your connection with your inner self, with your true essence. When you learn to live peacefully amidst chaos, you discover an unshakable strength, a serenity that transcends all circumstances. Therefore, don't fear challenges. They are part of your spiritual growth. Kriya Yoga will help you face them with courage, wisdom, and peace. By remaining steadfast in your practice, you will find strength in every difficult moment, and these challenges will become springboards for your evolution. So far, we've explored how Kriya Yoga transforms your mental, emotional, and physical life. But there's an even deeper aspect of this practice, something that goes beyond the body and mind: spiritual connection. In Kriya Yoga, this connection is the foundation of everything. But what does it truly mean to be spiritually connected? True spiritual connection in Kriya Yoga is not about seeking something outside of ourselves. Rather, it is about awakening what is already within. Every human being has a divine essence, a universal force that connects us all. This force, called prana, is the vital energy that gives us life. And when we learn to connect with it, we are, in fact, connecting with the divine. With Kriya Yoga, you learn to perceive this subtle energy that permeates your life. You begin to realize that everything is energy, from your thoughts to the environment around you. As you practice, your mind becomes still and your heart opens, allowing you to feel this divine energy more clearly and intensely. This spiritual connection is the key to inner growth. When you connect with the divine, with the prana that flows within you and throughout the universe, you begin to realize that you are not separate from the whole. You are part of something much greater, something that transcends the physical and material. And this understanding brings a deep peace, for you know that ultimately, everything is in perfect harmony. Furthermore, this spiritual connection in Kriya Yoga also strengthens your life purpose. When you connect with prana, with divine energy, you begin to realize your mission in the world. No matter what challenges you face, this connection offers unshakable clarity about who you are and what you are here to do. As you dedicate yourself to the practice of Kriya Yoga, you begin to align with this universal energy and live according to the wisdom it offers. The practice is not just a technique, it is a way of living in tune with the divine flow of life. This alignment brings a peace that is not dependent on external circumstances, as you become aware of your own divine nature and your inner power. True spiritual connection is not something you need to achieve. It is already within you. Kriya Yoga simply helps you release the agitation of your mind, dissolve emotional blocks, and allow this connection to reveal itself. As you practice, you become more aware of this connection and more receptive to the wisdom and peace it brings. This daily practice of Kriya Yoga strengthens your spiritual connection, bringing clarity, tranquility, and purpose. And the most beautiful thing is that, as you connect with this divine force within you, you begin to notice how everything in your life aligns perfectly. Because you are in tune with the universal rhythm of creation. So, don't forget, true spiritual connection is not something distant or inaccessible. It is within you, waiting to be discovered. Kriya Yoga is the path that guides you back to this connection, allowing you to live a fuller life, more aligned with your true self and with universal energy. We have reached the end of this journey of transformation with Kriya Yoga. So far, we have explored how this practice can transform your mind, body, emotions, and spirit, bringing peace, gratitude, abundance, and, most importantly, connection with your divine self. Now, it's time to reflect on how to experience this transformation in your daily life. Practicing Kriya Yoga is more than just following a technique. It's embracing a philosophy of life. And when you begin to live according to the teachings of this practice, you realize that transformation isn't limited to moments when you're meditating. It permeates every aspect of your life in your actions, your relationships, your thoughts. As you continue practicing, you become more mindful. Every moment becomes an opportunity to apply the teachings of Kriya Yoga, whether in a moment of silence, in a conversation with someone, or in a challenging situation. You learn to live with more presence, more attention, more clarity, and so you begin to see that true transformation isn't something that happens from the outside in, but from the inside out. With Kriya Yoga, you'll notice your life begin to change naturally. What once seemed difficult or unsustainable now becomes lighter. Difficulties become lessons, and victories become moments of gratitude. What once seemed distant now becomes accessible. Balance, peace, abundance. These are the fruits of constant practice. But transformation is never a straight line. It's a continuous path, an ever-evolving journey. Kriya Yoga isn't a destination, it's a process. As you progress, you'll discover new depths within yourself, new levels of understanding, new challenges to overcome. And each step you take is a step closer to full realization. No matter where you are now, what matters is your commitment to your practice. When you dedicate yourself wholeheartedly to Kriya Yoga, you begin to realize that true transformation is happening naturally. Your mind calms, your emotions balance, and your life becomes a reflection of your true divine essence. By practicing Kriya Yoga, you live according to the universal laws of balance, harmony, and peace. You're no longer simply reacting to circumstances, but creating your reality from a place of inner serenity and clarity. And as this transformation expands throughout your life, you begin to live with more purpose, more passion, and more connection to the divine within you and around you. So, keep practicing. Remember that Kriya Yoga is a journey of self-discovery, healing, and spiritual elevation. Each breath, each meditation, each moment of silence is an opportunity to connect more deeply with your true essence. May you experience this transformation with confidence, knowing that by dedicating yourself to this practice, You are aligning your life with peace, abundance, and universal prosperity. If you felt the transformation and depth of these teachings, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Each video is an opportunity to grow and connect with inner peace. Click subscribe and turn on notifications so that Paramahansa Yogananda's wisdom is always within your reach. Join us on this spiritual journey and continue living with purpose and balance.